Doom Annihilation. It's terrible. It's ass. It's balls. It's shit. That's that's how I feel about the movie. Wow. Um, okay, professionalism. I love the Doom franchise. I love the video games. Doom 3 is my all-time favorite video game ever. I love the most recent one, and of course I love the 80s and 90s classics. Even I was always more of a fan of the horror aspect rather than the action aspect. Yeah, I get that the Doom franchise is more known for its action part of it, but I was exposed to Doom 3 first, so I tried to gear my expectations both ways for this new Doom movie. And frankly, I would rather be watching the 2005 version with The Rock. That's how bad this one was. Now, this one does follow the video game much closer, but that doesn't automatically make it better. I mean, it's got Easter eggs. Like, my favorite was probably the key cards were colored. I mean, they had yellow, blue, and red key cards that looked exactly from the classic video games. But that's not enough to make it for a good movie to be like, oh, hey, you remember that from the video game? Well, that makes it good. Or having creatures that look like creatures from the game, and whereas in the 2005 version they were just mutated humans, but actually having demons from hell gives it a slight leg up on the original Doom movie. But at least Carl Urban and The Rock's Doom movie was stupid and fun and had a good first person point of view segment. This is just, it's clearly just a cash grab, and it's not as inspired as I really wanted to give this a chance. I mean, I'm just totally lost. I really wanted this to be at least okay. But I mean, I feel so sorry for the cast and the costume and creature effects designers, because really the creature effects are pretty strong. I mean, like, they're believable. The zombie effects and the imps that appear in this movie are very good. I liked those quite a bit, and I mean, they weren't cheap looking at all. It's the sets around them and the acting and the costuming that kind of lets them down. I mean, it almost looks like the creatures, I mean, all the money was clearly sent mostly to the creatures, and I mean, I have a hard time being tough on the actors and maybe even the director too, because clearly they were limited in resources on what they could do, because really only two antagonists from the video game make it into this movie. I mean, you got the zombies and you got the imps. They couldn't afford anything else, I imagine. And you know, Dr. Petruger is in the movie. He was awesome in Doom 3, and in this movie he's just kind of there. I mean, he's not interesting or intimidating at all, really. I mean, you see his, if you've played the video game, you see his arc coming from a mile away. And you know, I know the biggest thing when the teaser dropped for this movie was that it would have a female protagonist, and that doesn't bother me one bit. I'm totally cool with that. If she's interesting and cool, or a character that I care about, then you know what? That's fine. I don't care what their gender is, just as long as it's a good character. But none of the characters in this movie, including the main protagonist, are interesting at all. They're not. They try so hard to emulate James Cameron's Aliens in some places by having the macho humor. That doesn't work because these actors don't. I don't know. They weren't directed by James Cameron, and I mean, they're trying. I think they genuinely wanted to be there, and I'm sure they genuinely wanted to make a good product, but it just didn't work out, because I mean, the writing and the studio backing just let them down so significantly, and the people that made the new Doom game weren't even involved in this. So I mean, how much care was given, really? And I honestly would rather watch Mortal Kombat Annihilation over Doom Annihilation any day. at least Mortal Kombat Annihilation is stupid and fun. I was bored a lot during this movie. Bored during a product that says Doom, one of the most exciting and terrifying games ever. And I was bored. I was just like, when are we going to get to the monsters? Because I don't give a shit about any of these characters. And the sets just look like something from 10 or 15 years ago on the Sci-Fi Channel. And I'm sorry. It's like I'm being overly tough, but again, the Doom franchise is probably my all-time favorite video game franchise. Maybe if Mortal Kombat, if that was my favorite franchise, I would feel that way about the Mortal Kombat movies. But I just don't. I love the Mortal Kombat movies. Even Annihilation, I love that as a guilty pleasure. But really, besides the creature effects and some decent action stuff, like there's some fair action scenes where you can see stuff going on, and I mean, that's about the best compliment I can get. But you don't care about the action scenes because none of the characters really matter. I mean, the only character I even remotely gave a shit about was the priest. I mean, he was somewhat well acted and well written, but the rest of the characters, they're just dumb Marines that make these weird decisions and get killed easily. I mean, I get they're not ready for this, but they're still these badass futuristic Marines. And I was just blown away by how bad this was and how bored I was watching this movie. I mean, I don't think I could recommend this to really anybody. I mean, I'm embarrassed that I spent money on this because I'm an optimistic guy. I wanted to give this movie the benefit of the doubt. I tried. Like I honestly was like struggling to find good things about this film, but again, outside of the creature effects, it has no reason to exist. It's a shame because there's a lot you could do with this property. I mean, you could even go the hardcore Henry route and have the entire movie take place in a first-person perspective. That's perfect for Doom. I mean, why has nobody done that yet? Why was the 2005 movie the only movie to have that, but only for like 5 or 10 minutes? Imagine the entire movie like that. I mean, I've sworn I would only do indie directing, but if a big studio offered me the Doom property and I was allowed to have a decent budget so I could show the creatures and I had plenty of leeway to tell the story that I wanted to tell, that I think that Doom audiences want to see, then I would make an exception because I love Doom. But I'm sorry, it's just like we still don't have a proper Doom movie. I mean, if you really want to watch a Doom movie, go watch the one with The Rock. I mean, at least it's fun, and Carl Urban's great in it. But I mean, you could probably find the creature scenes from this movie on YouTube, and that's really the only parts worth watching. But as always, thanks for watching. What's your favorite video game, movie adaptation? Comment below, let me know. What's your favorite Doom game? Have you seen Doom Annihilation? Did you like it? If you did, please enlighten me, tell me why. Thanks as always for watching. My urban fantasy and paranormal thriller books are available on ebook and paperback. Those are on sale all throughout October, so make sure you check out those links below. And thanks as always for watching. Bye.